Yo, Godzilla and King Kong have invaded Warzone. It's fucking awesome. They're like 70 foot tall. You like look up and like, holy shit, that's a giant gorilla. He attacked, dude. When Godzilla shoots his radioactive blast, it's terrifying.
They attack you?
Yeah, bro.
What does
And
Godzilla
dude,
do?
Godzilla once had a grudge against me because I
King
attacked
Kong.
him so much.
Yeah.
Because the point is to get points, and how you get points is attacking the monsters, killing enemies, and doing like missions and stuff. So I
Right.
was attacking Godzilla a lot, right? Because that's the easiest way to get the points. So I was attacking Godzilla, and I just kept attacking like with a turret. And he just kept looking at me and was like, "Bro, stop!" Like I was like right up next to him, right? And like I said, they're like fucking 50 foot tall, and he just fucking laser blast me multiple times. Like he's like, and I get stuck in this building, right? It's like a little container with one door on the opposite end of it, right?
Right.
And so I'm on the opposite end of this building trying to stay safe from this laser blast inside this building, right? The motherfucker blocks the door with fire. It's like, nah, you ain't getting out. And so I'm just stuck in this building, and then he laser blasts me again because he's on this thing called a frenzy, which means he gets to use his power multiple times within a short span of period of time. And so he's using his fucking blast, dude. And I'm just stuck in this building like, oh my God, I might actually fucking die. Because Godzilla is fucking spamming his attack on me.
Is that what just hit your mic?
No, I hit the mic. Yeah. I'm really expressive with my hands. And I was really getting in that conversation.
No, I get it. I understand.
Yeah. That's definitely going to the podcast, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
That's so sad.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this. We're the Insane Geeks. I'm JP Todd.
And I'm the redheaded stepchild.
And we're the Insane Geeks. And I totally fucked that up again.
You did. You said it twice. I think they know who.
But at least I'm progressing in the opposite direction this time.
That's true. At least you didn't. Well, I can't say you didn't fuck up the intro because you still kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, at least I didn't delete a part. I just added a part.
You didn't forget what to say.
I said
too much
it multiple times. Yeah.
Right.
I doubled up.
But we're back with part 2.
Part 2 of our interview with Gillian.
The one with the story.
Hi. Again.
So
you forget how to talk
weird
for a second?
and awkward.
Remember, we're on audio. They can't see a wave.
Oh, yeah. I will hear waving.
Remember where we left off?
Oh, yes. I have revisited on the last episode. I was talking about where I moved.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Whoa,
point. I forgot about that. Okay, we're just jumping right in the deep end. All right, guys. Here we go. Strap back in. But this is where it gets good, guys. Things start happening here. Things get mixed up.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, here's where it starts getting a little bit weary.
So you've learned how to swim in the deep end.
Yeah.
We're heading towards the shallow end where all of it starts to... It doesn't go away, but it starts to lighten up a little bit. Oh, no, it gets worse from here.
No, but remember, it stays worse. But
it stays worse. It stays worse. So we're still the deep end. We're we're just beginning in the deep end. Like we just started. No. Okay. You know what? You go with the analogy. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about. So you go ahead and do that.
Above water. Well, like I said, my son wasn't living with me. I couldn't stand that.
Right. That's very understandable.
So yeah. So I started working hard to get an apartment, and I got approved. I had to wait 3 weeks to sign my lease to move into this apartment. But during those weeks, I was staying back with my ex's family. family.
Was there like a wait list? Why'd you have to wait 3 weeks? Was it not ready?
Oh, they had to do something with the conditioning, like the air conditioning, and then they were remodeling the floors. Oh, and they were putting paint.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gotta make it look all pretty.
Yeah,
Did they make it look all pretty?
they made it decent.
I would say it was too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because
Not the worst. Should we describe how your apartment looked when you finally got in? Like when I first saw your apartment, all it was a TV on the floor in the corner, a lamp also in that same corner.
So it's kind of like
And that's
SLC
it.
Punk.
Yeah, just like, and that's it. That was all there was. There was a bed in the floor in the bedroom, 3 boxes in the corner, and that was it. That was.
Hey,
I walked
sometimes
in
that's
and
where you got to
I'm
start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I unfortunately didn't get most of my furnitures. All I was able to get was my bed and the TV. Of course, and our clothes.
The 3 things that's more important than your son.
I guess that's not right. But yeah. Those were the main 3 things I was able to have. But as I was saying, those 3 weeks I was waiting. I ended up moving out of the aunt's house and going back to my ex's family. I started packing my stuff. My ex wasn't dealing it with it well because I was, it's me and his baby leaving as usual. He started acting now. This time he didn't get physical, thank God.
Well, that's good.
But he started being mentally abusive. And I didn't know this then, but he was threatening to kill himself. He was threatening to leave and live off the street. And then he also threatened to leave to Florida with this one friend.
Yo, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that was
certain
talked about with me,
aspects.
yeah.
If he's like, I'm going to leave and go live on the streets. I'm going to leave and go to Florida. Well, I'm leaving you. You can do whatever you want. All I ask is he wants you in his life. You be in his life. You can do you. In all honesty, that's how I look at it.
Right.
In my opinion, it sounds like he was preying on your vulnerability.
Which he did well because.
Which is it's a big mind fuck, which is mental abuse. If they can prey on your vulnerability, they know where you're weak and they will pull that string to make you feel weak and make you try to feel for them. Be like, feel for me, remember me is the key with that.
Yeah. And like I was saying, he did that very well because.
And this is one of those.
You froze.
A little bit of what I did to my ex. Oh.
Okay, you're back.
Hello.
You're back.
Okay. This is where I kind of recognized what I did with my ex a little bit on a much smaller scale than what was happening to her. But even the fact that I saw it at all, bothered me. And so that's really what made me was like, oh shit. It was an awakening was what it was. Cause I changed after that. I made it my duty to like watch how I act and who I am as a person.
Well, that's a good thing.
Because I recognized the flaws I made in my first relationship so I wouldn't mess up my current one. And I can see an active difference between the two. There's a lot of things I've told Gillian, there's a lot of things that my ex was very much right on. And I was very much wrong on. That holds true. But yeah, and so seeing it happen to her was just like I gotta do something. I can't just sit idly by this. This was everything I was raised against. And the fact that I can recognize that I even took part in it at all bothered me. And it was just like, at this point, it wasn't if I was going to, it is how am I going to? It's not if, it was how. when she moved into the other place, that's when I knew
The other place.
because with his aunt,
Okay.
with her ex's aunt, and I learned that because she told me when she was there about everything. So that's when I was trying to talk you into everything,
Right.
like trying to help you out with as much as
Yeah.
I could, letting you know I was there and everything.
Yeah, that's what Joseph was doing for me. But like I was saying, played it very well because I have never met my dad, and my ex knew that I didn't want my son to ever grow up without a dad because it sucks.
It does. It's a real. When they know that, it's a real bad crutch that they know they can hold you into your jab.
Yeah.
Because I was in the same boat. I don't know my dad either.
I remember Joseph telling me that too.
And honestly, I don't know really any stories because the stories I do know have kind of been contradicted by other stories that I've been told. So I don't know what the truth is about my father. So maybe he's ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing with me. I mean, my father ended up reaching out. Sorry, going to another store. But my father ended up reaching out when I was 14.
Uh-huh.
And it was okay, but we never really connected. And then I ended up finding out through my sister the reason he doesn't talk to me a lot is because I didn't know Spanish very well.
That sucks.
Ever since he said that, I cut my conversations with him. When he does reach out, I do say hi back.
Right.
But I keep my conversation short.
Understandable.
So I consider I don't have a father. But like I was saying, my ex, so whenever he was making these threads, I felt really bad. I felt guilty. I felt like if I don't do something, everything's gonna fall on me. My mind was like, his parents is gonna hate me if something happens to his son. My son might hate me. And like it fucked with my head really bad where I was just like, okay, you could live with me, but you have to get him a job in a month.
Right.
Otherwise, you do have to go. So I was setting these boundaries. And he was asking me if I was still gonna date Joseph, and I said yes. Like he knew what he was getting into living in my house. I also forgot that he's a crazy guy.
It was pretty much kind of hard to break up the family because you didn't want Doggo to go through that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I mean, that's the hardest. Like we were saying before, it's the hardest decision any parent's got to make. But sometimes, no matter what, a split is way better than staying together. Because seeing the worst of each other at each other is gonna affect the kid negatively. Instead of seeing one being bad and the other being good, or they happen to be actually better apart, it's better to see that than see them bad together. And that was pretty much half of my basis of reasoning for me leaving. So and the other half was pretty much I had to work on myself.
I remember you telling me that in high school. I remember sharing that with her.
Yeah.
Said that so silently. Yeah. You can't see you. Nod your head. Oh, baby, I didn't see that. Are you okay?
It's even hard for me to bring up and talk about every now and then. I mean, even when I do talk about it, because it's one of those things that is seared into my brain the day I left. I will never forget. It's like my brain is crystal and it's etched in there and it's not going away. When I left, watching him in the rearview mirror go get smaller and smaller, and him waving, not knowing that I wasn't coming back. And then I pretty much didn't even make it through the next state before I had to call him. And that sounds like a lot, which it really wasn't, because it only took me like 30-45 minutes to get to the first state. The other state was the long drive, but I had to pull over and I had to call that night and talk to him a few hours later. I think I left at like 6 and I called, or 4, and I called at like 8, something like that. And he asked me, the part that kills me the most was, when are you coming home? That was the worst. And just, that's the part I talk about when I talk about having to deal with the hard situation to make it better. And sometimes it may not look great, but in the long run, it could be the best thing out there.
That's what Joseph taught me when I was going through all that. He shared me that experience. I was like, I want Sotia to have something memorable and have a better life, even if it's his family separated. Like I said, you raised a great kid.
And I'm glad.
And that's what I want Santiago to be. Like, I want all his traits. Rub on Santiago. And he does. Santiago is really smart and good. Like, he listens, even though he could be a butthead sometimes.
That's putting it nicely.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. That's the greatest compliment I've ever got in my life. I don't know what to say to that.
Even the butthead part.
Yeah, man, I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't. Oh, don't let it be known that I knew what I was getting into, because I didn't. I thought I did at the time. I thought I was like, I understand this. I didn't. I was a fool. Look, I am amazed on the journey I took. I love it. I definitely wouldn't recommend anyone else take that fucking journey. That was,
maybe it was the journey you needed.
Yeah, no, like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I am on an this was amazing. I never expected to be where I'm at, but definitely wouldn't. That was a hard journey.
Sometimes it is.
That was a pretty tricky journey. Yeah. That was a lot in a really short period of time, but it felt like a lot longer.
Sometimes when y'all are young, and bad things are happening, it feels like it's going like this or even slower. But when you get older, the funny thing is, it's Monday, then the next day it's Saturday. It's like, what the fuck happened?
The days just keep going, man. It really is that way.
And the older you get, the quicker the days are.
Yeah, it really is. It's so true. I remember you playing a GTA game, right? And just being able to stop and just stare at a building for like hours on end just to find out every detail on that building. Being like, I have the time to do this. Or, you know what? Not even thinking about time. Just being like, I'm going to do this because I want to do this. Now I can't stop for a second to think, because I'm just like, I got an hour to play. I gotta get to the end by quickly. We gotta make this go.
Now you understood why I was like that.
Look at a building. Yeah, 100% why you were like, I could play one match and then I gotta go, because man, oh my god, it's busy up here in adult town.
It is.
So yes, ground rules have been laid. Everyone knew what they were getting into. I thought I did, but didn't. Continue.
Right, same thing. But it was the second weekend when we, like, it's been 2 weeks, so that second weekend.
Holy shit, really? That soon?
Yeah.
I forgot it was that soon into that.
It was September 11th and September 12th.
That's right.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Bad months. Yeah. That's a bad month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially that date.
Yeah.
It's that part. We have a friend. His birthday's on September 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Every year I text him happy birthday. It's like, I hate that day.
Did he tell you we were living like 45 minutes away from the Pentagon when it got hit? We literally just moved up there on the 2nd of that month when that happened.
When 9/11 was happening?
We literally just moved up there. We had like fighter jets flying all over above us for a while and everything. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
You know the Pentagon can move on wheels?
Huh?
Dude,
Yeah, man, it's a real thing.
we're talking about you almost dying.
I didn't almost die. It was like what, 9 miles
No.
away?
No, it was way more than 9 miles away.
Yeah, see, it was like 3 hours
No,
away, dude.
I literally just said it was like 30 to 45 minutes away.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, it was
just
30
said
to
that.
45 minutes away. The plane,
It's like 26 miles.
that's like 26
Yeah.
miles away, dude.
We didn't even.
How I'm a baby. I'm
At
not
this
gonna
time,
be
he
like,
was
I didn't
crushing my
almost
glasses
die.
and bending them with a diaper
Was
on.
that the same moment?
I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah, I remember that detail. I remember you telling me about that.
Because it's one of those things you remember what you were doing when it happened.
I remember this 9/11 presentation we had in high school. I had it my sophomore year. I was in journalism. You remember this, Dad? I was in
I
journalism.
remember that. I wanted you to take journalism.
Yeah, and it was a fun class. That was the best class I took in high school, for a fact. You know, my best friend Nick was in that class,
No?
and I later asked Nick, right? I was like, "Hey, Nick, why didn't you talk to me in that class? We were best friends for like 2 years prior to that. Why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you at least say hi?" And I swear to God, right? My friend, my best friend, said it was like, "Oh, I was jealous of the girl." And keep in mind that was my ex eventually, right? That was the girl who turned out to be my ex eventually of 4 years, right? But at a time, I didn't even know her because he had to be there on day 1 of that class. And on day 1, I didn't know who she was. So he sat away from me for a person I didn't even know. But granted, if my best friend sat next to me, I would have never talked to her. So all I'm saying is that, and in case Nick does hear this, Nick, what's up, man? Best friend right there. Love that guy. Yeah. That guy got me through a lot of shit, man. Seriously. Like, that guy, true friend. Okay. Anyways, back to what you were saying. Every ground rules laid down. We're gonna finally move past this part. Ground rules have been laid down.
That's when I was gonna hang out with you that same weekend again. And then remember he was getting upset, like he was calling me. He was like, why can't I come home?
I don't remember why you couldn't come home. No, I don't remember that.
Probably because you were there.
You were with me right there.
What?
You were probably
You were
there. You know, bow chicka wow wow.
No, because we never did that at your apartment before.
No, but I was going over to your
Oh yeah, you were
house.
going to my house. That's right.
Yes, you were there. You were so mad because you were bothering me.
You were at my house. Because I remember a time when you were at my house and he was bothering me, and that pissed me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. I'm
Okay.
talking about when I moved.
Okay.
And you said, hey, because remember, every weekend the baby was gonna go with his grandparents. So we were like, so hey, since you're free this weekend, you want to come over, hang out with my place?
Yeah, come stay at my place. Because one, I didn't want to go fucking back to her place with that guy there. Because at this point, I wanted to hurt this guy, right? Because I knew he hurt her, and I was like, fuck this guy already, right? Like, but I didn't want to start any shit that I like. Because if I were to see it go down that minute, I have the reason, but I haven't had any physical proof to give me the go ahead. Like I just couldn't do it, so I had to wait.
Right.
And so I was like, hey, why don't you just come over to my place? So I'm like, I don't want to fucking deal with that shit. You come over to my place. I don't care that I live with my mom. Also, mom, very, very understanding and very comforting. Yeah, before she even knew your whole situation, she was very sweet. Yeah, she even caught us once and wasn't mad. That was great.
The first meal she made me, because when me and Joseph were friends, I didn't really, because I was mostly the worker provider of the house.
Right.
Yeah, what? Yeah, so she pretty much she only worked and then she made all the money in the house, right? But she never had money to eat. And I remember this because saw her being hungry and I was like, "Why aren't you eating?" And she's like, "I have no money." I'm like, "You're here all the time. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't have money?" So I bought her a sandwich, a drink, and a snack, right?
Rent's expensive.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
that expensive. It was like $6 in total, maybe 10.
Rent is $6.
Oh no, rent is expensive. Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
rent.
No, I didn't know the situation at the time. This was like way before. This is way prior.
Yeah.
This is like in the early stage,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
before we knew anything. So I just knew she was broke, and so I bought her some food because I knew she was a mom and she needed to eat,
Yeah.
even though she was
That's-
kind of a bitch at work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyways,
Excuse me.
we're gonna revert back to the story again. And 2 weeks out, go. He was texting you. I don't remember
yeah.
it. Just explain it. I obviously don't
Alright.
remember this. So enlighten me.
Well, I remember that night. I was just telling him that I'm gonna be gone this weekend, so don't expect me. Yeah, that was like something like that. And then he was like, well, "Who am I gonna hang in a house?" Oh, I said that ugly. He was like, "Who am I gonna hang out with?" I was like, "Go hang out with your friends or something. Like, go entertain yourself." But then he started acting out. Basically, he was threatening again
Uh-huh.
that he was gonna go kill himself.
Right.
Oh yeah, and then he
Yeah.
threatened to take away your kid too.
That's right. He threatened to take away my kid too.
Okay.
Then Joseph gave me the idea to call the cops because I was like, I'm not going through this again.
Right.
So I called the cops. I was telling the cop the 911 operator the situation.
Right.
Situation. So they ended up sending a cop like 10, 15 minutes later because I reported him as a suicidal. What happened? What else happened that?
That's kind of all that happened that night. That went into like late at night, and then you stayed the night for the rest of the night, and then
yeah.
you went. I took you to work, and then you went home the next day.
Yes,
But I called off.
that's right. You called off.
I called off,
And
and
then,
that is all I'm willing to disclose about that
You
for
yeah,
now.
I
That is a
remember
story
calling
for
off.
another day.
And then no, we're missing another part.
No, man, that was
Because
it.
no, because we ended up calling the cops again. And then
The next day, yeah, because the next day is when shit got real.
no. We called the cops 3 times. The first time was to like his suicidal. I
Uh-huh.
reported as suicidal. The second time I had to call the cops because we were having a fight. And then I was like, if you're gonna be threatening, I'm gonna call the cops. And then he was like, go ahead, because I'm gonna start stabbing them. And I was like, dude, you can't fucking do that. He's like, yeah, I can. And then I was like, they're gonna shoot you. And he's like, yeah, that's what I want. And then I was like, no. Okay, so then we're not gonna do that.
Oh yeah,
And
because
I
that was
tried to
that
take my
night.
phone right away. No, because there's another part to that again.
Okay.
Like the next day that had almost exactly
Okay.
the same situation happened again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why I called you at 3 a.m. because of this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, because of this
That's
situation.
right. I wasn't knowing this situation. That's why it
Like,
sounded so
this happened
familiar.
over
Okay.
the weekend.
Yeah. So
Um,
I actually took you home that night. You didn't stay the night with me.
Okay, so then
I took you home that night. I just called off the next day because it was late. Because I dropped you off late at night.
That's right.
And then you went to work.
And then
Because I called you earlier that day to figure out what happened, and then you were like, "I'll tell you later," and then you went to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was at home sick, so far as everyone knows.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to my voice there, but as so far as everyone knows, I was sick.
Okay. Well, you've already
Like I
said that's
said,
a
story
story
for another day.
day, so we know you weren't sick. You just
Sure.
called off sick.
I called off sick.
That's all
mad.
we'll say about that.
That's all we'll say about that. There was no proof that I was or was not sick. I threw away all the tissues. It has been too long now.
The trash has been taken
The snot has been dried.
and buried.
Yeah. Continue. Yes, go ahead on your story. I figured out where we were at. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, that same night when that argument was going, I tried to run and take my phone because he was ready. I saw him look at my phone and I saw that he was gonna call the cops.
Right.
And I was like, I do not want this going down. So I tried to run and grab my phone. He also saw what I was doing, so he started running for it too. And then we were kind of fighting for the phone. And then he ended up pinning it out of me. And then
What do
he
you mean
grabbed
by
his
pinning
phone.
pinning it out of you? What do you mean by that?
So because my phone was on the bed, I had to like run on the bed and grab it. So when he ran, he like jumped down kind of on me and then spun me, pushed me like this, but like really fast and hard.
So like spun you around really fast and hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then he pinned me and grabbed the phone out of my hand.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember how the cops ended up coming because he ended up. Did I call you? Yes, I ended up calling you.
What?
Okay. Remember after that happened when he grabbed my phone, he grabbed his phone too, and then he tried to call the cop.
Oh,
then
that's right. I
after-
came and picked you up late at night.
Yeah.
And you stay and that's right, because I had to get you out by morning before anyone woke up.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That's right. You
That's
stayed the
why
night.
I'm like all these
No one
memories
knew
are
you were
coming
home
back to me
besides my
because
mom.
I
Yeah.
shut them off.
Holy
think
shit.
They're
Yeah, I
all bits
forgot
and
about
pieces
that.
coming back to me. But okay. So
You did call me. I picked you up. We called the cops. Then
yeah, then we called the cops because you told me
that's what we have to do.
that's what we have to do.
They came. Everything was solved. We went back home.
I'm trying to remember how.
That's why I called off that night.
I'm trying to remember how I grabbed my phone back. Somehow I grabbed my phone back. I know I called Joseph, and then we got to.
I don't know why I didn't think that was grounds enough to get do something about it, but I guess I thought we called the cops and I was like, oh, that'll be the end of it. So that's why I guess I didn't really look further into it, because the next night I really took things. I was like, it's ending it that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say ended, but definitely started. It was a downhill from there situation, right?
Downhill, then uphill.
Yeah. Well, that's when. The next day is when everything dropped. Fuck it. Let's just get to it. We're here. Why don't we just get to it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, somehow, some way, I ended up grabbing my phone, calling you. You ended up picking me up. And then after I calmed down, after an hour or two, we called the cops. I explained them the situation. They wanted us to meet them at Kroger. I let them know there is domestic violence history with him, and that I wanted to put him in a psychiatric hold.
Right. A psychiatric hold.
Because he gave me two options. He said I could put him in jail, or I could put him in psychiatric hold. I was like, this guy needs more help than being in jail, because in jail they don't, or at least I heard stories that in jail you don't really get help. So I thought that would help. So I went for that.
Right.
But I mean, they ended up putting him there overnight, and ended up going back home because I had to get ready for next day work. I was a customer service for that day, so I was working in my new. I didn't expect my ex to be out.
Right.
So when he walked in the store, I panicked.
You okay? Hey, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it.
I know. It's all coming back to me.
I know.
The feeling.
I know when you talk about it, the memories just pound back.
Yeah.
And sometimes that pound is like a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
As I was saying, I panicked, and he was like, "I'm just here to get the keys so I could go home." And I was like, "I'm not gonna give you the keys." I'm like, "You can wait until I get off of work, and we'll talk about it later. Like, you can wait till I get off work, because I was in a busy rush hour."
Right.
Yeah, because you're working customer service that day, right? Yeah.
So later when I got off, that's when you called me.
Yeah, I called you to make because I knew what time you got off.
Yeah.
Because you're working customer service, and all customer service people get off at 8:30, or at least at the store we work at.
Try to get up at 8:30.
Yeah.
But yeah, you called me. I was waiting for Uber.
Uba.
Right. Oh, well, I called you, and I wanted to see what was going on. I was like, "How are you doing? What are you doing tonight? What's going on with you?"
Yeah. And this is when. Wait, but I texted you earlier about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So I was telling Joe, so we haven't got to figure out.
Oh
We're
no,
gonna
you
go
didn't
home.
text me about it. You didn't text me anything all day.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't get any information.
So then.
All I got was that phone call.
Okay. So then I was telling you what happened. So we're gonna go home and figure out what he's gonna do, because I told him I don't want to be doing this.
Right.
So like we need to figure out if you have to leave, because he started also a new job.
Right.
And he want to go back to his parents' house, but I didn't want him to stay with me anymore because I didn't want to deal with it.
Understand?
So then when we started going home, I started panicking, where I just wanted to go asleep and not deal with it.
Right.
So my body got super exhausted, and I told my ex that I was gonna go to sleep, and we'll talk about it in the morning. So I pushed it off.
Right.
And it was like, okay, whatever. So Joseph called me.
Oh shit. Yeah, I called you at 3 a.m. I just got off call with my cousin. You know the one. And I realized I haven't heard anything back from you, which you told me you would let me know. And I haven't heard anything from you. So I'm worried because I remember what happened the night before. So I call her at 3 a.m. I think I only called you once. I think it only took one try.
Yeah, because I heard my phone
Yeah,
vibrating.
so it took one try. So I called you at 3 a.m. I was just gonna call once to see what was going on. I was getting irritated. I was a little upset. I was a little scared. I was worried about you. Yeah, I was a little upset that you didn't even respond. So I called you, and then you told me you fell asleep. And then you go ahead and tell what was on. I'll tell what was on my side. What I heard on my. No, you know what? No, I'll tell what was on my side. Then you can tell what actually happened. So we all they hear. Yeah. So what I heard was I heard her go to the bathroom. I open the door, open another door, close the door, and then go to the bathroom. Right. And she's just on the call with me while all this happening. I'm just talking to her. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just worried about you, checking up on you. I guess I'll see you in the morning. Stuff like that. Just
right.
Normal stuff. Been like, okay, it's 3 a.m. We're both tired. We got to go to bed. We're probably working tomorrow. And then I hear some just talking, like incoherent talking of like irritation.
Uh-huh.
Then I hear some I don't know how to describe it. Man, how do you describe it? I don't
know. I wasn't there.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like.
What did you hear? That kind of noise,
like if someone's wrestling in the background.
What
would you call that?
Wrestling in the background?
You hear I hear some rustling, like objects were moving, like there was a struggle.
Okay.
And then I hear and then I hear some screaming, some yelling, incoherent to me. And then all I hear is from her ex, come pick her up, and then I'll hang up. And that's all I heard. That's it. Yeah, basically. So what happened is like, well, it took me a couple seconds because I'm like, what is it like? Is this real? Is this real? Like, is this like? It took a moment to set in like, because I was 3 o'clock in the fucking morning when I called her. This is not what I was expecting to happen. I was expecting, oh, I'm okay, I just fall asleep. Oh, okay, good night. That's what I expected, right?
Right.
So it took a moment for me to be like, oh shit, this is real. So, but the moment it clicked in, I just threw on my pants and stole my mom's car because my car was broken down at the moment because I needed a new battery. And so I didn't have time to ask my mom if I could borrow it. So I just took it full well knowing my mom would be okay with me taking it. And then I just drive right as fast as I can, like not caring about speed limits, nothing, just driving. Right. Like if I get caught speeding, then I have a fucking good reason. Like I have like, then I get attention of police already there waiting, to help me. Cool. Like didn't give a fuck. But this is when it comes in and I hit a curve. And let me tell you, you start giving a fuck then. All right. You start giving a fuck about how fast you're going when you hit a curb and you kind of go to the side a little bit and then you come back down. That's when you realize speed limit does fucking matter. Yeah. Those moments really show you why that's there.
Curbs don't like tires going very fast onto them.
Yeah. And so I rush in, I park the car, and then I rush upstairs, right?
Uh-huh.
I know because I visited her place like once or twice just to grab things for her. And then I rush up the stairs and I'm like, if I knock, no, that's gonna be weird. So I'm gonna bang on the door, right? I have to assert dominance somehow, right? So I banged on the door. I went bop, 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 right? Like I'm a cop. Anyways, you tell what happened from the call on. It's your turn. Before we reveal everything, you just say what actually happened until I was getting there.
Have you ever heard that side of the story before? No, you.
No, that's you. I've heard it.
No, your dad asked to go.
No, I was asking you.
Yeah, asked you a question.
Oh.
I've obviously heard that side of the story.
Have you heard his side of the story before?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember when he told me about that curb hit, I was like, Joseph, you gotta be careful. I feel so bad that I put him through that. But I'm also glad he was there. But when he called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I picked up the phone without even seeing who it was.
Right.
I just picked up the phone. I was like, hello. And he was like, hey, it's me, Joseph. And then as he explained, he was just calling to check on me. And I had to go use the restroom.
Right.
When you wake up in the morning, you have to use the restroom or anytime.
Right. Well, not anytime, but just, yeah.
Yeah. So I was using the restroom and then I had a knock on the door and it was like, what are you doing up? I was like, oh, Joseph called me. Like we were muffling through the door.
Right.
So I was telling him, oh, Joseph was calling me. He was checking on me. And he started being upset because he's like, why are you talking to me when you haven't talked to me? And I was like, he just called me. I didn't expect him to call me. And he started getting upset because I was talking to Joseph. I forgot how the argument heightened even more, like how it escalated.
Right.
But I remember we were going back and forth about calling the cops again or not calling them. But I know he was trying to take away my phone. And then I, of course, was resisting of him not taking my phone.
Right. Understandable. You don't need to give him your phone.
Right.
Again, the same lesson we learned last week. Don't need to give him your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know what it is with the guy on the phone. But I wasn't going to give him my phone. And then that's when we started wrestling for my phone.
Not like wrestling, not like
hardcore, not hardcore.
You didn't tombstone him?
It was like the way I explained it that happened the following day.
Yeah.
With moving me and pinning me down again.
Oh, like that? Okay. Yeah, like, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't trying to make fun of you. Okay. I just want to make that clear. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
But I realized I shouldn't say wrestling
Yeah, it
because
wasn't.
they're gonna think that
No, they're not.
when he was just
Most
like,
people, when they hear this, they'll think what you actually meant.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're not gonna think you're
Yeah.
wrestling around. They're gonna think you're wrestling around trying to get something away from you that he didn't need to get.
right.
Correct, yeah.
Once again, got the phone out of my hand, and then way he told Joseph,
Uh-huh.
pick up your girlfriend, and then he hung up.
Right.
Then I was like, why do you say that? Like, I'm not going nowhere. This is my house. I'm like, if anything, you're leaving. And he's like, you're right. I'm gonna leave. But if I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna go kill myself. And I was like, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm like, I'm not encouraging you to kill yourself. So now I had to focus my attention on trying to make sure he doesn't kill himself, because he was gonna try to jump over the balcony. And then, because we lived in the apartment with a little getaway,
Uh-huh.
so it was like,
It was. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, I've fallen off of
so he was like,
that distance before. All you're gonna get is some hurt knees. If you land wrong, maybe some broken bones on your ankles. That's all about it if you jump from that height.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you land solid, oh, your nuts are gonna hurt.
That was like, but like I was saying, the place was getaway, so he was gonna walk out the front door, and then he was like, I'm gonna go start beating somebody up. And I'm like, stop trying to get yourself killed. I was like basically begging him to not get himself killed. And I remember at one point we called the cops too, because I think he was gonna like threaten to kill them again.
Right.
So in the back of my head, I was like, because when we call, we said a few words that may or can alert the cops.
Right.
So in the back of my head, I was like, okay, if the cops did take that call seriously, I'm like, they may come or they may not come if they did take it seriously.
Right.
So I don't know what I was hoping for, because I was also getting exhausted
Right.
for fighting for his life. And whenever he grabbed the knife out, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm like, one of us could die, or one of us could go to jail, or like something's gonna happen. So I was ready to give up. At that point, I was like, I'm like, whatever, if you want to kill yourself, kill yourself. Or if you want to kill me, kill me. Yeah, I'm like,
It's okay. Take as much time as you need.
Yeah, you okay? You sure you want to talk about this? Okay. I just want to make
having
sure.
to deal with somebody threatening to kill themselves is also another thing I've dealt with, and she literally did try to kill herself. And
once again, this is another thing I've also done, and yeah, I'm not proud of it. Obviously, it's a shitty thing to do. It's one of the worst things I've done, and I've definitely come far from that, and so I'm proud that I'm no longer that shitty as I was.
that's the only thing I never understood about people wanting to kill themselves, or threaten to kill.
I can explain it, but it doesn't. It's not a better answer. It's
No,
not.
I
It's
know.
not a good answer. I can explain why, though.
No, I know you
Yeah.
explained it to me before.
Yeah.
But
It's because we want you to stay. So we're like, well, what can we say to make you stay as long as possible? And it's a shitty thing to do, and that's why you're an asshole if you do, and that's why I am an asshole. I've earned that moniker. I accept that. But you get, it's the most asshole thing you can do. But why we think that's okay, I don't know. But I'm very glad that I fucking opened my eyes and realized that's fucking dumb. Stop fucking doing that, you piece of shit. So I just want to put that in there that I was one of those pieces of shit.
There's a difference between.
And so if you are one of those pieces of shits, stop being a piece of shit because you can. Stop doing it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Just wanted to get that in there.
But there's a difference between threatening and actually doing.
Yeah.
That is a true statement.
Because the one I had to deal with, she literally took the pills and had to get her stomach pumped. And I wasn't there to help. I did all this via phone while I was at work. So I had to call cops from Maryland to dispatch me to Virginia to get it was either Virginia or West Virginia to get those cops over there to help her out. Because I was in Maryland.
Do I know this person?
You do. I don't know if you remember her much, but you do know her.
Is it
It'll be bleeped out.
okay, is it
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
That was not a fun day for me at all. I had to
No, and no one should go.
I had to
that.
work all day without I didn't get to finish my day before I had to because I just couldn't mentally go through not knowing if she was okay or not.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So, but just
That is.
threatening is that is the asshole way to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I'm learning this through Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks knowing that I was that guy at one point. It really does suck. It took me a while to be able to look myself. You know this because you've seen me grow from hating myself to finally loving myself, forgiving myself for what I did. But yeah, no, it's hard when you realize it to look yourself in the mirror. But continue. Yes, I would. Let's finally finish the story so we can get to a good part. We promised something good.
Yeah, I was giving up. And then I heard her bang. I heard her bang, bang, bang. And I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, oh my gosh, the cops are here. I'm like, they're going to save us. But I was like, they're going to save me, hopefully. So I opened the door and it was Joseph. I was so dumbfounded.
It's as if you would open the door and there was Patrick Star, you know. No, this is Patrick.
Yeah, Joseph was dumbfounded me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I don't know what to do at this point. And but Joseph.
So I'll jump in here and just my first reactions of what I'm seeing, right? I walk through the door. All I see is he has a knife and she is on the ground in the corner crying. And honestly, I don't remember what happens from that point. I don't remember, like I have a general idea, but I don't have a memory that I can be like, this is what I did. I don't remember until really what happened afterwards. I have like an image, but I can't piece it together. So,
you want me to
yes, if you please take over because I don't remember. I kind of blacked out there and it's like just an instinct took over, just how to handle the situation.
I was amazed.
You were amazed? It was winging it 100%. I had a pocket. My hand was on my pocket knife at all times in that moment. I was waiting. I was not sure. I was not sure in myself, but I was like, I'm acting sure in myself because if I can't fucking say that. If I show that shit, there we go. There, if I show that shit that I'm scared, then like it's all over. Like the chance is gone, the hope is gone. But if I just act, the hope is still there. As long as I act, the hope will be there that I could try to get this out of this. right? So continue. You go from what happened here. You would probably explain it better than I would. Well, because I don't remember. like I said. So obviously you would. So go ahead.
I was dumbfounded. And then when my ex saw who it was, he started getting mad. And then Joseph had to put between himself between me and my ex. And then this is where Joseph said that I was on the ground. Because I don't know how I went to the ground, but I was sitting in the corner crying. And I was hearing him and my ex's conversation. And my ex was like, you take care of our kid. You'll be the father that he'll need.
Yeah, he was holding the knife to his chest like he was gonna stab himself.
Right.
In this moment. That's right, I remember that. Okay. I think I can take part in this actually now. He was threatening to kill himself in front of me, and I don't know why I was doing this, but I was negotiating him down. I was like, don't be talking like that, man. You stop. All right, stop. All you have to do is stop. It's not an over. Just stop. That's all you got to do. And that's
Go ahead.
That's what I did.
Because that's what heroes do.
Nah, hold on. No.
Yes.
No. I will refuse to. No. I'm not a hero.
I was gonna say that at the end of my story. I'm like, he was my hero.
No, I refuse to have that title. I'm not a hero.
No, he's really a monster.
I'll take that description much better. Yeah, I'm not a hero. I just did what anyone else would do
or should do.
Yeah, it's not heroic. It's just right.
But in a damsel's distress, hero.
Yeah.
I mean, nah. Consider me like, what do you call it? Like Jonah Hex. Like I ride in, I save the person, and then I'm just like, forget this happened and just leave. Look, I'm not a hero. I just helped you out because that's what needed to happen. Like you needed help. If anyone today were to call me and that would happen, I do the same thing. You know this. I am helpful to a fault. Anyone from my past who, no matter who I've had a grudge with, can text me and I'll just answer back because I can't hold a fucking grudge for the life of me. We get in arguments and I'll be like, I'm gonna go to bed mad. I'm gonna wake up mad, and I just like the instant I lay down, I'm like, I gotta get back up and talk to her. I can't do this. I can't hold a grudge.
Yes, even he needed it that night.
Yeah. Continue. Yes. You go. You continue from this part. You if I remember more, I'll hop in. Go ahead.
But yeah, he was basically like Joseph explained it. He was talking him down not to kill himself. They were going kind of back and forth. And then eventually my ex put the knife down and walked away because I remember Joseph said to walk away, cool off.
Well, what I said was, I told him, I was like, you need to leave. I was like, you need to go. Yeah. You need to leave. He said, no, I'm not leaving. This is my house. I was like, okay, then we'll leave. And then my main concern was keeping you behind me. I didn't want you at all. Like if anyone was going to get to you, it was going to be through me. There was not any hesitation that you were behind me at all times. I made sure of that. And so I turn to you. I'm like, get up. We're going to go. We're going to go. We're going to forget everything. We're just going to go.
No, because he left.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I said. And then he said, no, it's fine. Y'all stay. I'll go. And he walked out. And so at the moment he walked out, I locked the door. I'm talking to him like, look, get your stuff together. We're going to go. We have to go get your stuff together. That's what I was telling her. And then he knocks on the door again.
Yeah.
And I tell her to stay where she's at. Like, she's like not too far from the door, but enough where he couldn't see her. So I told her to stay right there. Like I just gave her a finger. I was just like, hold on. And not like a hold on. It was like, stay right there. Don't make a sound. Kind of like, just look.
Be a good puppy.
Yeah, like just
stay here, doggy.
Be a good puppy.
Yeah. And so I opened the door and he says he needs his insulin shot, right? That's what it was?
Yeah.
Insulin, it was an insulin shot because he has diabetes. Diabetic. So I wasn't going to stand in the way of that, I guess was my thought process, and I let him in. But now he wouldn't.
Yeah. He wouldn't leave.
And so at this point, you were ready to go. You just left with me. And so we
Yeah.
didn't get anything. We just
I just took my
walk
purse,
away. Yeah.
my phone, my pants, and my shoes.
And I got you out of that situation. I brought you in
Yeah.
my house.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't the hard part that I keep talking about. The hard part was after that, the adjustment to everything that comes after that. That was the hard part for me because none of this was hard until this next part. That's when shit got real hard for me. It was hard for you prior, but for me, it got hard after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, he took me back to his house. We ended up calling the cops, meeting at Kroger again, explaining the whole situation. This time I told them I want him gone. You can put him to jail, do what you need to do. I want him gone. That's what I basically said.
Right.
And they went to go, what did they do?
Somehow CPS was involved.
I called CPS.
That's right.
Listen, I called CPS. I know I called the cops. I know the following day I had to pick up Santiago because he was with his grandparents. I was picking him for my ex. Oh yeah, that's right. Because the cops was talking to him. He said he was gonna leave. I can't remember that part really clearly, but I remember he told the cop he was gonna leave. I ended up meeting. I ended up going back to my house the next day to pick up the baby. So I was meeting him. And
Yeah, I drove you to that.
no.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Bleep. My stepfather drove you to that.
That's right. He's the one that drove me to pick up Santiago. And then, I remember picking him up.
Yeah, because I had to work because I couldn't call out for 2 days in a row because
Right.
I wasn't sick that day. So I had to go to work. Gillian called off and she was figuring all this out while I was at work. So I had to work all fucking day stressing about what the fuck was going on with her. Not knowing what's going on, if she's safe, what's going on with the baby. I didn't know any of that.
Right.
Yeah.
I did get threatened though.
Oh yeah.
It was that day, right? I got threatened. Some of his family members came up to talk to me. It was like, you know where she is? And that threw me off. One, because I didn't know what was going on. Because I was just in the zone. I was stalking things. Because at the time I was a stalker. I didn't work in the produce section. I worked as a stalker. I was stalking up things and just listening to music. And so when they came up to me, it was just like, "Do you know where she is?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And they were like, "Don't play around. Tell her to call me." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" I was like, "Don't make your life hard, okay? I'm trying to make your life easier. Tell her to call me." And then walked away. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, just
So that
happened.
happened.
This, and I was like, because she was also calling me, because like I said, I ended up picking up the baby, and then my ex, he got so mad, punched the wall, and called his aunt, and that's how his aunt got involved. And she was trying to call me, but I wasn't picking up her phone because Brian was like, "You don't have to pick up the phone.
Right.
You have no obligation." So I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, he oh, sorry. Blank bleep. It's
I gotta
okay.
say that
My
again.
stepfather really did help out. Really did help out this day. Like he stepped up to bat. Yeah.
He's
he
that
did.
type of guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, all of you guys are good people. Thank you. I never experienced nice people. But yeah, he was telling me I don't have to call him. Plus, I was trying to handle Santiago because he was crying. I was trying to calm him down. Because he wanted McDonald's. He saw McDonald's.
Every kid wants McDonald's.
So Ryan was like, "We'll get a McDonald's, okay?" And then I was telling Santiago that, but Santiago was like, "I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's." I'm like, "We're getting your McDonald's." But yeah,
he
so
was
I
really
guess that's when
spoiled
she
back
went to
then.
threaten you.
Yeah, he was really spoiled back then. Yeah. But this was before I met him, so
Yeah.
Oh
He's
my
growing
God.
up a lot.
Yeah.
He's such a good kid.
Yeah. Oh my God. So smart. Amazes me sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. You were the same way with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I was.
Well, I mean, that's what little kids do. They
Yeah.
amaze us.
So yeah, you got a McDonald's.
Yeah, we got home. My plan was just to stay with you for a little bit because I wasn't sure because he had the house key. My ex had the house key.
Yeah.
I wasn't
So
sure what's going on with his side.
yeah, she basically was staying with me for the time being.
Yeah.
And I was cool with it because I'm like, oh, my girlfriend's staying with me for a little bit. That's so cool. Oh boy. Oh boy. What if only if I knew that would turn into literally ever since then I have not been alone. I've not slept in my own bed ever since then. We've always slept
Yeah.
together. No, I have. Oh, I guess technically, yeah. I guess
Is
there
that
are
not
some nights
your
when
own
you
bed?
worked overnight. No, I guess, yeah.
I was like,
But I mean, what I mean is like I've never slept like
By yourself.
by yourself.
yeah, like I was never living on my own since then. I guess I was never living on my own anyway. But I'm saying you get what I'm saying here is I didn't have to just worry about me anymore. It was I had to worry about y'all
it was
too.
overwhelming.
Yeah. It
I
was
know.
oh shit,
I'm
now
sorry.
there's 2 other people I have to worry about here. Instead, I can't just go to McDonald's at 10 o'clock at night because
And I
I
kept
felt
telling
like it.
him, I kept telling Joseph, I'm like, it's gonna be complicated.
Yeah, I did not believe that for once. And I should have believed it.
Because you never believe
But the
what
only
you're told.
thing,
Yeah. Oh my God. Fucking. I remember a time when I could just wake up at 3 in the morning. I remember waking up at 3 in the morning one day and being like, I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go to McDonald's. So I drove to McDonald's at 3 in the morning, picked up some McDonald's and watched some YouTube at 3 in the morning, and then went back to bed.
That tracks.
And yeah. And so going from that to oh fuck. Continue. Yep, that would be your where you continue.
Which part was I on?
Oh, you were trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah. So after a few days, because I ended up having CPS call me. No, they didn't call me. They show up surprised, which thank God they did, because that's where everything started
Kicking into gear, yeah.
kicking in, like everything started flowing. But I was gonna, after a few days, I finally answered my ex text and was like, "We'll go back, meet at my place, so I could pick up my keys." And then he was gonna have something out for a few hours, I think. Yeah, a few hours. And this whole time, I was like so scared because I'm like, what if he doesn't return my child? But I was like, I don't know what I was like because I was really scared. But like I said, CPS showed up and they got it in because I kind of eased that eased me. Unfortunately, it did take a long time. This is for Joseph, where he drove me. He was gonna wait outside in case anything happened. He's right there.
Yeah, it was like 5 hours I was outside.
Yeah,
I listened to a lot of podcasts in that time, though. I was really catching up.
So yeah, during those 5 hours, was it about 5 hours?
It was about 5 hours.
It was about 5. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. During those 5 hours, I was talking to CPS. I told them there was domestic violence history.
Right.
Because they were asking all kinds of questions, like about my past. So I told them yes. With the domestic violence, they were asking about what's going on right now. So I told them, that's a little bit of history of domestic violence again. And I told him I just wanted to find help to help, help both of us maintain co-parenting separately.
Right.
And because I never dealt with this. The only person I could think of was calling CPS because there was a case open from that summer when they came. So I was basically asking their help for advice on what to do, how to co-parent, how to schedule our days. So they had him 3 days supervise, no overnight visits for a little bit.
Right.
And then it extended to overnight visit because even though I didn't want that, it was I know Santiago wanted to be with his dad a little bit longer, and
then driving back and forth was killing me.
Yeah,
because I had to work
yeah,
early in the mornings
Yeah.
around that time.
and yeah, because we had to schedule our schedules around. Like I work nights, he worked morning, driving back and forth, like 9 o'clock in the morning to 10,
Mhm.
because that's how long they had him. So we left it overnight. That's where I filed for like child support and stuff that the CPS was telling me to do. A month or two, they closed their case.
But yeah, pretty much from there on, we figured out the schedule. Nothing really interesting happened from there. Like it's not much.
I was like, I don't know why.
No, we don't have to go through the entire
Yeah.
CBS case, but like nothing really interesting happened from there on.
Yeah.
Oh, we moved in together at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess we should say that. We moved in together pretty fast.
Yeah, we moved like a month later. No, that was the official day.
Yeah, I was
But we were
literally
sleeping
the
over.
moment that night happened, I literally never left your side.
Yeah, I was too scared.
Yeah, I literally stayed with you, and then everyone kept joking about us moving in together, and then we just kind of did.
Basically.
Yeah, it just kind of
Yeah, because everyone
happened.
was like, "You guys are basically living together, so just move all the way in." But we didn't want to pressure each other.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so neither of us asked. We were just kind of like, this is a weird thing that's happening, isn't it?
kind of like what happened with me and
And it
Jeanette.
just happened.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, she started coming over like every 3 nights. Then all of a sudden it was every night, and then she just never left. And I never said go away.
But yeah, that I guess that's the story of how we got together.
Officially.
Yeah, and how I became a stepfather. Yes.
And what happened with the father? Like,
Father?
Oh, we don't know. We don't talk to him anymore.
Mm.
We only talk to the grandparents now,
Okay.
and we're happy with that.
Okay.
Because every time we talk to him, nothing good comes of it.
Yeah, nothing.
So
Like, I think
we only talk to the grandparents, and even though that's kind of like what we're not supposed to be doing, we're not going to question it because we don't want to talk to him. We're really fine with
Yeah.
what's happening right now because everything's
Yeah.
going over smoothly. We're figuring it out. We're working with each other. We like how it's going right now. We're just gonna
Yeah, we don't. I think like
the
in
less of
beginning-
him we can deal with, the better.
Yeah.
But we don't talk bad of him in front of the kid or in front of dog.
No.
Sorry, blink. In front of the kid or anything.
We've been saying his name this whole time.
I've been saying it the
really?
whole time.
Okay. I guess in front of Doggo, we don't want to. I don't. We never. We don't ever.
We don't say anything.
That's good.
Yeah, and whenever he talks about his dad, we don't ever make him shy away from him. We just kind of
We're just like, oh, good. That's great that you're having fun with your dad.
Exactly.
We just leave it like that.
That's how.
Because we don't.
Me and Joseph mom was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I learned a lot from you and mom.
Well, I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to make it as civil as I could. It was some rocky roads there. But
yeah.
I tried. And eventually,
we should.
Eventually, like everything, the right way comes together.
Right.
That's the truth. We should have you on for an actual episode sometime soon instead of just a long story episode. But the story was good.
I mean, what was it that you learned from that though? I hate to be the parent.
Me or her?
Oh,
okay.
You got a different lesson than she has.
That's true. What I learned is not to be so much of an asshole. I had a mirror shoved in my face, and I didn't like what I saw, and so I took that as a lesson to fix it, and I changed who I was based off of that reflection.
That's good.
me, what I learned a lot of things. One of the things I learned is I understand where my mom came from, because she came from an abusive relationship, but she stayed till she found out that her husband raped me. That's a different story for another day. But
I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
But going through what she went through, I understood somewhat, like, as a parent, why she stayed. You know, she had 3 kids, and even though this wasn't my birth father, he was the provider of the house.
Right.
And she never did anything. She doesn't really know how to do anything. So I understood, like, her fear as a parent of trying to keep everything together. I also learned that it doesn't have to be that way. You know, even if you don't know anything, it's not about you. It's about your kid. How you want to raise them in a situation. Because, you know, we always say we want better for our kids.
Right.
And I used to think better for our kid is staying as a family.
Right.
Even if it's a dysfunctional family. But it's because how I was raised from my from my mom. So I was taught I don't have to stick the old days like in the 1900s. I don't have to stay in a dysfunctional family if it's not making me happy, because my son is not going to be happy. He's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
Seeing his family always fighting. So I learned that it doesn't have to be that way, but I also learned why my mom did what she did. I wish she could have done better, but as a parent, I understood.
Right.
And that's the only thing I got from that.
That's a big lesson to learn out of that, though.
Yeah.
Both of them.
It really
big.
It really was, because it someone made me forgive my mom for what she put me through.
Well, it's always a good thing when you can look back and have a different perspective on something you thought was one way and see it the other way.
Yeah. But after 2 years of going through all that, I could say I'm finally happy. I'm working myself and I'm enjoying everything that I love now. Like, I'm just super happy.
That's good. We're happy. We're glad to be part of your life.
Yes, I am too. Because I told Joseph, like, just like for my past experience, because when I was first dating Joseph, I told him I'm scared to meet his family. Yeah. I was like, I'm scared to meet your family. I'm like, I don't want to put myself through what I went through. But Joseph made me realize there is nice people out there, and not everyone is an asshole. Just, I feel whole again. I feel like when I was, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel happy.
Well, that's a good.
Well, I'm glad of that.
That's definitely a good thing. You help with that. It's good that you can wake up and be happy and not have to stress about something like that ever again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because
it makes me happy you feel that way with me.
Yeah.
Because being stressful, besides all the actual bad stuff, joke right here, being stressful, it puts wrinkles on your face.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But I guess that's this episode for now. We got it all wrapped up. A bad story brings to good light. Until next week, I guess this is the Insane Geeks podcast. If you like us, don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Wait, subscribe's the YouTube. Yeah, follow, like, and subscribe because we are also on YouTube.
Yes, we are.
Congratulations.
And follow me at Twitter at the JP Todd, and follow me on Instagram at the_JP_Todd.
And I'm at TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. I am TRSP. And don't you have like a radio station you're working on?
I'm working on it, but I'll announce it when I can figure out all the little details. I'm working on it. It's something's in the pipeline.
Something's in the pipeline. Okay.
Multiple things
I
in the
am
pipeline.
excited for.
I have multiple things in the pipeline actually.
Okay.
I told Joso.
But I'm working through some things to make them actually work. But yeah, I am. Yeah, things are coming.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
As I say, I'm really excited for the radio station. I unfortunately don't listen to the podcast.
That's true. She doesn't. But she doesn't listen to this.
It's because I can't focus on it.
That's okay.
But I do like and subscribe and everything.
Jeanette doesn't listen either.
I do be supportive.
Whoa. We don't need anyone to admit that. Whoa. We don't fudge our subscriber count or anything. Shh. We don't have any. No, all of our subscribers are people we do not know. You signed the NDA. No, I'm messing with you.
I was about to say.
No. Yeah, all of our viewers are people we know. Unless you're not, then tweet at us.
And thank you.
We dare you.
Also, if you want to email us,
And
you
thank
can email us
That's
at
awesome.
Insane Geeks Podcast, the Insane Geeks Podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. And shoot us an email. We'd love to hear it, man.
Also, don't forget we got merch over at Store Frontier. Check us out.
That's right. We got some nice sweatpants. I wear them constantly.
Actually,
He
we
does.
have the actual, you can say, what's it called? The prototype versions of the thing. Because now that version is no longer on the website. We've got the new.
Do we got one with pockets?
We got the new logo and one with pockets.
Fuck!
What?
I want the one with pockets.
Now we
man.
got the one with pockets.
Fuck this
and
limited edition one. I want the one with pockets.
and it comes in gray and in black.
No, fuck gray, man. I'm all black, man. I'm like a teenage Darth Vader. And that's a reference. And that's where we'll end it, but ladies and gentlemen. I've been the JP Todd.
And I'm the redheaded stepchild. Keep it insane.
And we're the Insane Geeks.
Keep it easy.
Not too sleazy.